Hi, how's everyone doing? And I'm just going to let you know in advance, there are some noisy ducks behind me. I hope they stay quiet, but this is just a little place where I'm here just waiting. My car is being repaired at the minute and I've got an hour spare, so I've just come across the road to this park and I'm just waiting for my car to be repaired. So what I want to talk about in this video is a book that most of you might have heard of, but if you haven't, I recommend that you check it out. And the book is called Man's Search for Meaning, and it's by Viktor Frankl. He is a doctor, I think, but I don't know if he's got that title, Dr. Viktor Frankl. The book is about his experience of being in a concentration camp and how, despite the tough circumstances, he still managed to get through the experience, and he went on to thrive and to live a really good life. He actually went on to become a psychologist, and he talks about the different ways of the difference between a person who goes into a situation like that and commits suicide, or really crumbles, or comes out of it and they're not the same, or someone who thrives. So I'm going to talk about 5 concepts from this brilliant book, and to listen to the book, it's on audiobook for free on YouTube, but you can also obviously buy the paperback. So one of the concepts from this book is about the concept of life holds meaning under any condition, even under the circumstances of a concentration camp. Once you lose meaning, then the will to live seldom returns. So what he talked about is how even under the toughest circumstances that you're in, you can still find some sort of way to get through it. You can still say to yourself, I'm suffering right now, but what is it about this situation that is it could be worse? So something like that maybe. Or how about the fact that I'm still alive? So in the concentration camp, when they sent some people to the gas chambers and some people to the workhouses or the fields or whatever, that was something in his mind, that his main objective was to stay alive. So he would be personable with the guards, he would be charming, he would crack jokes, because that would make him likable. And he felt that and also he would show how strong he was, because all the people who were sick or showed any form of weakness, they couldn't be workers, so they would be sent to the gas chambers. So he identified that for him, survival was his key thing. So he thought, if I do these things, then I'll stay alive. So that was his purpose and his meaning. Number 2 is that he felt that there was so much surprise at how much we can endure. So cultivate a state of curiosity within yourself. Say to yourself, this is really bad, but can I endure this? How far can I push myself? So he said he was convinced about certain things that he wouldn't be able to do. They were unable to wash, to eat, to brush their teeth, but they still survived. They were surprised that even though they weren't brushing their teeth, that their teeth didn't fall out. They were surprised that even though they didn't wash for weeks and weeks and weeks, they didn't get any illnesses or diseases of the body. Even though they had like minimum food, and he said not enough calories, they were still going out and doing a full day's work, and they were not collapsing, they were still fine. So he was got to a state of curiosity where he was thinking, how much more of this can I take? Let me push myself. And you can relate this to people like marathon runners, soldiers, people who are in harsh situations, but whatever, they get through it. They find a way to endure it. So that marathon runner who knows he's got 26 miles to run, he can't start the beginning of the marathon by saying, I can't do this, or I'm only going to be able to do 10 miles. Imagine if you think that, then that's what's going to happen. So he has to find a way each mile that he runs to continue. He has to find a way of saying, do you know what, I got through the first mile, the second, the third, so there's something within me that can do more. The 3rd concept is happiness and success will happen when you don't chase it. It will happen naturally if you allow the conditions for it to happen. So you have to believe that it's possible. He said that one thing people can't control is your mind, and that's the next point, so I'll link this point. Lots of things are out of your control, but you have control of your mind, and it's a very powerful thought to have, that even if you're in a prison cell, so you're locked up, you have guards telling you when to eat, when you can exercise, what you can do, who you've got to share that cell with. They can't see into your mind, so they can't. If you want to imagine when you go to bed at night, you know, if you was in a cell or a concentration camp or other tough circumstances, you could visualize that you were sitting on a beach, or you could smile and crack jokes, you could laugh. They're not going to know what's going on in your mind, because we have that power. We are powerful human beings. So what he's saying is that don't focus on the things that are out of your control, focus on the things that are within your control. Empower yourself in any situation. And finally, it's about finding purpose and meaning in suffering. So when you are suffering or you're going through a tough situation, you need to ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What does this mean to me? And it's all about putting things in perspective. And I think that's one of the biggest things from the book that I found, that sometimes we'll go through a situation and we're so focused on what the pain and the suffering and the situation that we're going through at that time, but we don't take time to think, what meaning can we take from this? You know, in the future, can we look back and say, well, because this happened to me, it made me stronger, or because this happened to me, I now recognize that I need to do A, B, or C. So it's not about the suffering, it's not about how you respond to things, it's about what meaning you can attach to it, what you can learn from it, and what purpose it has in your life. So I hope you found this video useful. This was a really quick, brief overview. There's so much in that book, and there's so much more to it, and I may do a book review again where I look at other concepts, but I just wanted to keep this quick. The book again is called Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl, and check it out on YouTube, or you can go to Amazon and buy the book. Have a great afternoon everyone, take care, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.